Do you feel that since we have a very strong habit of terraforming our own planet, that we have the right to terraform Mars?
We certainly have the right to terraform Mars. Okay? Human race is life's messenger. We are the species that this biosphere has evolved that gives it the capability to spread to other worlds and take dead worlds and bring them to life. And by doing that, we are rendering a service not only to our own posterity, okay, but to the whole community of life that created us. It would be a betrayal of our responsibility. I mean, millions and billions of living creatures have lived and died in order to bring the biosphere to this level and to bring us to this level, to where you have a species that is capable of such an action. And that's what we must do. That is, from the biosphere's point of view, our necessary function. Just as, Hawaii comes out of the ocean, a bare piece of sterile basalt, birds fly over, they drop seeds, and the place becomes lush. And then Polynesians can show up and with pigs, and so there's something good to eat. And then Europeans show up and build hotels. This is a place to check in. This is what life does. This is our role. It is the nature of life to take barren environments and transform them into those that are friendly for the development and propagation of life. And in the human race, life has created a species that can do it not only to islands in the ocean, but to islands in space.
What is the most important thing that people need to know right now, and how can people get involved, even on a personal level, to accomplish this mission and this goal?
Well, I think people, first of all, need to know that the space program is important. It is the most important thing happening in the world today, as seen through the eyes of the future. Okay? The most important thing you can do with your life is not what you do for yourself. It's what you do for the future. This is what we're doing for the future. There's many problems we have to deal with on the world today in order to keep things here going well. Sure, they need to be done. But they need to be done so that we can get our hands free to do something for the future. So that's number one. Number two, they need to know we need to have a space program that's really going somewhere, and they need to make sure we have a space program that's really going somewhere. A space program that sits and does nothing. I mean, it's been 40 years since we went beyond low Earth orbit. 40 years, okay? And you have NASA bureaucrats saying, well, we'll go to Mars in the year 2047. 70 years after we first broke the bonds of geocentric space. Okay, this is ridiculous. This is unacceptable. And it's the people who are running our space program in this way are running it into the ground. They are trying the patience of the American people. They are trying the patience of the American political class, who continues to fund NASA based on what it did in its great days. But, at a certain point, they're going to ask, what have you done for us lately? And with the robotic probes being shut down, and therefore not delivering, and then the manned space program left without a goal, and we've got a fiscal tsunami on the way, the entire space effort is being endangered. Now, Musk and SpaceX have just shown it doesn't have to cost that much. If you decide that this is what you're going to do, as opposed to you're looking for an excuse to spend money. Okay? So we should set a goal. The goal should be a meaningful one. It should be humans to Mars. Okay? And it should be humans to Mars within 10 years. And we should define the most expeditious way to fund it, get it funded, and get it done. And reaffirm that we are a nation of pioneers, that we still have the stuff that our predecessors have, who gave us everything that we have by coming across an ocean and turning a wilderness into a continental civilization of liberty. Okay? That we still have that we still have what it takes. And for us to say that we can't do stuff like that we can't do stuff like Columbus did, that Lewis and Clark did, that Apollo did, okay, is really saying that we have become less than the kind of people we used to be, and that is something that we cannot afford.
The very survival of our species is at stake.
the survival of our species, but not only that, the definition of who we are. I mean, your species is going to survive for a while, regardless. But what kind of species and what kind of nation will it be?